They were putting handcuffs on me, and my husband wasn't even in the ground yet. If I said I didn't expect to be arrested today, I'd be lying, especially after what I did at the gravesite. But what's done is done. And at least I've got bail money. My name is Hannah Bloom. And yes, at this exact moment, I am sitting in the back of a police car, but don't judge me just yet. I'm usually a nice, friendly woman. I just allowed someone to push me out of character. To understand how I ended up here, we need to go back about a year and a half. My husband Mason and I had been married for 35 years. We used to joke that we were in our twilight years. The kids were grown, we were retired, and life was simple: vacations, family dinners, spoiling the grandkids. Then one day, out of nowhere, Mason told me he got a job. I was stunned. We had both retired 5 years earlier and had planned carefully for it. Money wasn't a problem, so him going back to work? That threw me. When I asked why, he just said he was bored. Missed the grind. I didn't question it, but I made it clear I wasn't going back. I was enjoying retirement too much. 5 months later, things started changing. New clothes, new cologne, and then, the gym. Now, if you knew Mason, you'd know the thought of him going to the gym was ridiculous. This was a man who avoided physical effort like it was contagious. He used to joke that he preferred straws because it kept him from lifting his drink. My intuition kicked in, and I didn't ask questions. I took action. I went straight to a lawyer. I told him everything: the job, the clothes, the gym, and that gut feeling I couldn't shake. He didn't seem surprised, said he sees women like me all the time, and we're usually right. A week later, my lawyer had proof. Mason was cheating. Her name was Jessica, young, pretty, the kind of woman who knew exactly what she was doing. Mason's only saving grace? He wasn't spending our money on her. Everything came from that new job. Still, my lawyer laid it out plainly. I could divorce him, but I'd likely end up paying him spousal support. Which meant I could lose the house, lose my lifestyle, maybe even have to go back to work. Or, I could stay. Pretend. Keep living my comfortable life. I left his office with more questions than answers. 6 months passed, and I still hadn't made a decision. Then life made it for me. Mason had a massive heart attack. He survived, but not for long. Over the next 6 months, everything changed. We had our come to Jesus moment. I told him I knew about Jessica. Told him I had almost left. He apologized, said it started innocent, conversations at work, mentoring her, lunches, drinks. And then he said something that stuck with me. She made him feel young again. Needed. Hearing that hurt more than the cheating. Because I realized, somewhere along the way, we had both stopped making each other feel that way. But in those final months, we found our way back. We talked. We laughed. We remembered who we used to be. Our marriage healed. Our love came back. Jessica, on the other hand, didn't go anywhere. The moment she heard about the heart attack, she rushed to the hospital. And I had security escort her out immediately. After Mason got strong enough, he called her and ended it. Told her not to contact him again. She didn't listen. That's when things escalated. She got my number somehow. Voicemails, long, rambling, unhinged messages. Saying I brainwashed him. That he only stayed with me because he needed a caregiver. That he didn't love me. That they had a future together. That he was her soulmate. I blocked her. So she started emailing. I went back to my lawyer, and we filed for an emergency restraining order. Deep down, I knew that wouldn't stop her. But it would protect me when she crossed the next line. And I knew she would. Which brings us back to today. The funeral. I knew she'd show up. I just didn't know how far she'd take it. The service had already started when, right on cue, she walked in. All black, wide-brimmed hat, oversized sunglasses, and just enough drama to make sure every eye in that church followed her. She walked straight to the front and sat across from me and my children. My son leaned over and whispered, "Who is that?" I told him I'd explain later. Throughout the service, she made these loud, exaggerated half screams, half wails, like she was the one who had lost everything. I felt people staring at me, waiting for a reaction, but I didn't give her one. Not yet. Then we got to the gravesite. The pastor finished his prayer. My grandchildren placed their roses on Mason's casket. And just when I thought it was over, Jessica made her move. She stepped forward, cleared her throat, stood beside my husband's open grave like she belonged there, like she had a right. "Hello, my name is." Before she could finish, before anyone could react, before my children could even stand up, I pushed her straight into the grave. Then I dusted off my hands, looked around at everyone staring in shock, and said, "The show's over." The repast is at the church. By the time the police caught up with me, I was in the fellowship hall, eating my second piece of the best fried chicken I had ever had. They asked me to step outside. And that's how I ended up in the back of a cop car. But I wasn't worried, not even a little, because remember that restraining order? Yeah, that was my get out of jail free card. And after that day, I never heard from Jessica again.